Petit Pois is a family-run French restaurant in Brighton, serving French classics alongside a great selection of French wine, cheese and charcuterie.
Hello, my name is David Roy. I'm the head chef and co-owner of the Petit Pois restaurant in Brighton, and today I'm going to show you how to make bouillabaisse.
Wow.
So, monkfish, turbot, mackerel, bass, squid. Sound okay?
Yeah, it's beautiful, yeah. It's looking beautiful and fresh.
Right.
So the bouillabaisse is a fish soup with a lot of fish in it, potato and shellfish. So it's originated from Provence, Marseille. This is where they claim the bouillabaisse. I used to work there for a few years, 2 summer seasons when I was younger in a Michelin star restaurant. And this is where my love for the fish soup and the bouillabaisse come from. So obviously people will come and say, oh yeah, this is not a real bouillabaisse because we don't use the Mediterranean fish, which is right, but we use what we have around and it still works. So it's served, the bouillabaisse is also served with rouille, which is like garlic, saffron, spicy mayonnaise with potato as well to it, and usually toasted bread. And this is how we serve it here. And it's been a signature dish here since we opened in 2017, and people love it and come back for it. So we're gonna start filleting the fish. So we have some beautiful mackerel straight off the boat. It was caught straight away this morning. I have a good relationship with the BNFS. I always try to give us the best fish. As you can see, the flesh is shiny. It's beautiful. Been working with BNFS for a long time now. It's been almost 20 years. Started when I worked with Riddle and Fins as a head chef, and since then we have a really good relationship. Except when France loses against England in rugby, and it's a whole different matter. Now we have a beautiful sea bass. Or you can tell the sea bass is fresh when he's stiff like this. Also, the gills, nice and bright. We need to cut off the fins because, as you can see, they have spikes. And trust me, it's not fun when you get done by those. We can now scale the fish. So you can do this with the back of the knife. Like that, you don't damage the flesh. You go everywhere, on the back as well, underneath, on the belly. That fish was also a line coat, which is always better. Because when it's caught by trawlers, we've all seen those documentaries on TVs, you know, and it's not really good for the ocean floor. So, as much as possible, when we can, line coat fish. Everything is caught locally. The sea bass, the turbot, monkfish, squid. It's very important for us here at Petit Pois to try to keep everything as local as possible, you know. So now the filleting. Same story as the mackerel. We start around the gill, and then we're gonna slide the knife in the spine, and then we just follow the bone. And the great thing about this is we're going to use all of it, everything. We're going to use obviously the fillet, finish off the dish, sorry. And we also going to use the bones to make the fish soup. So we don't waste anything from the animal. I'm going to use fish tweezers because they are less bone than mackerel, and you can see there is quite a lot of resistance from the bones because the fish is super fresh. So that's it, just like 3-4 bones at the beginning. So monkfish always come with the head off. The reason is it's a very ugly fish to look at. So you will never see a monkfish with a head on in a fish market. So I remove the skin, cut off the fins. There is also a very light membrane on the monkfish to remove. It's like the sinew on meat. It's better if you remove it, otherwise the fish shrinks a lot in the pan. So now the monkfish, especially when it's small like this, we have two options. Either we keep it on the bone, which is always nice to keep something on the bone when you cook it, stay moist, or we can fillet it. For that one, I'm gonna fillet it. So it's very easy with the monkfish. Here I'm just following the bone, and that's gonna go in a fish soup. So when we get the squid as well, I always ask for not something too small, because obviously you want the squid to reproduce and get bigger, but you don't want something which is the size of the kraken, because then it becomes very thick and also very chewy when you eat it. So when you prep the squid, just pull the guts out. I'm gonna cut the tentacles just right after the eye. Here there is the mouth of the squid. You just squeeze, comes out. That's the mouth of the squid. We have the wings on the squid. We keep the wings. So the wings, you've got like a very light cartilage on each side of the wings here, so that will be removed. A lot of people discard the wings. I think it's really nice to eat, personally. Less waste. So again, I just peel off the skin, squid bone, and then now we're gonna cut it in half. I'm just going to use the blade of the knife to remove the leftover guts. And as you can see, the squid is very clean, you know. Sometimes it can get a bit sandy inside, so we need to give it a wash in the fresh water, but that one is really good. And now I'm going to score it. For a very simple reason, it's just going to look better once you cook it. It's going to twirl. All right. And then I'm just going to cut it. That's it. Our squid is ready. So, turbot, one of the prime fish you can get on the British coast. Lovely fish. Cut the fins. That is really good as well when you make any stock or fish soup. So we're gonna go around the head. And then there is a spine going from the head to the tail. Alright, so we have first fillet. So on a flat fish, you usually get 4 fillets, 2 on each side. Remove any sinew. So I would advise to remove the skin off for the dish we're doing today, the bouillabaisse. I like to remove it to give less work to the customer. I love fishing. Something I do on a regular basis, especially now in the summer. I do kayak fishing actually. Just bought myself a kayak during the crazy COVID times. And I like to be alone as well. away from everyone. So I just get the kayak on the beach, and then I go for sea bass, mackerel, anything that comes my way, really. Another nice fillet. You know, I'm really hoping every time I go to see a dolphin on the kayak. Hasn't happened yet, but soon I hope. We also use a bit of mussels and clams. And we're gonna leave it for half an hour. So now we're gonna carry on with the prep for the fish soup. So we're gonna remove the guts. That's something you don't really want in the fish soup, you know. And you can see that mackerel had a nice meal before. You can see all the white bait in there. That one was hungry, and you can see the whole stomach is full of white bait. Extra fish for the fish soup. The turbot is clean, nothing to do. And then all those bits here will go as well in the fish soup. So I'm just gonna give it a quick wash, just to remove mostly the blood from the mackerel, eventually the sea bass, but the sea bass is pretty clean already. And that's it. And that I'm gonna put it in the oven to roast, to give it a nice color, and we're gonna get all those the flavors out. So I'm using all those vegetables here. We have a bit of fennel, carrots, celery, onion, garlic, thyme, rosemary, bit of bay leaves, star anise, and peppercorn. Also a little bit of saffron. We don't need much. It gives a nice flavor to it. And also saffron is very expensive, you know. It's about 2-3 pounds a gram. I'm gonna use some extra virgin olive oil. So the fish soup, we don't put any dairy in it. And then we're gonna dunk all the ingredients. As you can see, I just split the garlic in half, skin on. That's gonna be blitzed and pass through a fine sieve in the end. Everything goes in. I'm also gonna add a little bit of salt now. Once it starts to reach a nice hot temperature, I'm gonna turn it down a bit. You don't want to burn, obviously, the vegetables, but you want them cooked. I'm gonna add the spices straight away. So it's like when you make a curry, you know, it's always nice to roast or fry the spices to get all the flavors out. And once the vegetables will be halfway cooked, I'm gonna add the tomato in it. Alright, so our vegetables are halfway cooked. I'm gonna add tomatoes, so quite a lot of tomato in the fish soup. I'm gonna add also a little bit of tomato puree to give it a little boost, because sometimes the tomatoes are a bit light in flavors. And the saffron I was talking about. Alright, gonna leave this to cook for another 10-15 minutes, I believe. As I was mentioning, we're gonna put a bit of alcohol in the bouillabaisse as well. So we have an oily prat, which is a vermouth, a bit of brandy, Pernod, and then we have some white wine. So as soon as the fish is ready, which should be, I believe, about now. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. So now we can smell already. We got a lot of flavors coming out. We're gonna put all of that in the pot. But we really want to insist on the fish flavor and not obviously not the tomato flavor. You know, we want fish fill the fish. So now we got all the fish in. Give it a good stir, and we're gonna flambe with the alcohol. I'm gonna start with the Pernod, brandy, and the vermouth, oily prat. We flambe it just to remove the alcohol taste of it, but we keep the flavors of the alcohol in the soup. We're gonna add the white wine. So let's try to use like quality white wine. We use just the cheap stuff, it just tastes like water. So we're gonna bring it to boil, cook it for 5-10 minutes, and then we're gonna add the stock, water, and then cook it for about an hour. Now I'm gonna use some fish stock. So I made some fish stock yesterday. If you don't have fish stock, you can use water as long as you have enough fish in the fish soup to start with. So you want to make sure you put enough liquid to it, because as you can see, there is a lot going on in there. There's a fish, there's a vegetable, so when you're going to blitz it, it's going to become quite thick. So you want to make sure there is enough liquid to it, but not too much, so we don't have to cook it for 3 days before we get the flavors out. So that's about it. We're going to bring it to boil, and then I'm going to turn it down to simmer. And that's about it. Then we're going to blitz it, pass it through a fine sieve, check the seasoning, and our fish soup will be ready. Now, the last stage of it, we're going to blitz it. So as I mentioned earlier on, we're going to use everything. We don't discard anything. All the vegetables, fish bones, then goes in. Make sure we press it properly to get all the flavors and all the juices and liquid out. So yeah, now we're gonna check the seasoning. Pretty good. I like it a bit more peppery, so I'm gonna use like a ground white pepper for it. I don't want to add like a coarse black pepper because it's just gonna bring more crunch to it, and I don't want that. Now we have a nice soup. A bit of salt. That should do. Lovely. Beautiful. Alright, so we have our soup done. I'm gonna transfer it into a small pan, just keep it warm. And it's gonna be served also with the potato that I pre-cooked earlier on. So we're gonna pan fry the fish. Also, I've got a couple of clams and mussels that we cleaned earlier on. I'm just gonna cook them with a bit of water, just for them to open. We're gonna grill some bread. Put a little bit of olive oil. So our fish we prepared earlier on. The Maldon salt, pepper, and that's it. Keep an eye on the bread. Give it a nice color. Alright, start smoking. So now we're gonna cook it skin side. Our mussels are boiling. That's it. It's cooked. They are open. Some fire just to warm up with the mussels there in the water. It's good to cook the mussels and the clam separated from the rest of the soup and the fish, because sometimes they can be full of sand. And we give a nice color on the scallop, same on the squid. I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. Give it a bit of a zing. Squid is cooked, as the scallop. You don't want to cook it too long, the scallop. You want to keep it nice and moist inside. The turbot as well is pretty much ready now. You can see it starts to get like a different color, like more like wild, pale white on the outskirts. So I'm just going to do that, and we are done. Mackerel as well, pretty much done. And then we are left with the bigger pieces. The sea bass and the monkfish. I'm gonna start plating the dish. So I'm gonna start with the mussels and the clams. Alright, so we have shellfish. Then I'm gonna put in the potato. Fish soup. Bit of the sunfire. I like sunfire because it brings a bit something different to the dish. Sea bass. We have a bit of sunfire left to finish it off like this. Little drop of extra virgin olive oil. So here is our bouillabaisse. We serve here at Petit Pois. So made of a local fish, sea bass, mackerel, turbot, monkfish, squid and scallop, with the mussels and clams, sunfire, and our fish soup. Served with the grilled bread, and the roux.